Hi, I'm Pavel, and today we're starting the Boston project.
World's most famous foot race even attracts Olympics.
This could be one of the great wins in the history of the Boston Marathon.
Arms raised, a fist pump, and Des Linden wins the Boston Marathon!
So, what it is? Well, I just decided to slap a really cool name on my marathon preparations. Next spring, I want to run a fast marathon and I want to finish it in a time that will qualify me for Boston Marathon. I thought this is a really cool opportunity to just talk more about running. I'm constantly being asked by my friends like, how much do you run? Why do you run so much? Why do you even run? And I think this is a nice opportunity for me to just talk about running and at the same time have some structure and some reason to talk about it. So this is it. And I think today, it makes sense just to talk about what kind of runner am I? What's my past? What's my history with running? And I can tell that it all started, like in many cases, I just wanted to lose some weight when I was in high school. And during summer, I just decided that I'll just take my dog on a leash and instead of walking him, we'll just start running. And the first times were terrible. I hated it because I was just getting tired very easily, and back then I was fat, so that was adding to it sucked. But after like a few times when I went out running, it started to be actually way better than I expected before. And I started to like it not as an activity that helps me to lose weight, because honestly I wasn't losing a lot of it, but I started liking it just for the act of doing it, and I just felt good with it. I'll talk more about why I run in the future video, but I just liked the act of running. And from then I had some times when I was running, sometimes I just forgot about it, like for example when I moved to Krakow for studying. But in Krakow I started to be a little bit more serious about it, and one day I decided it's time to prepare for my first race, and that was a half marathon. Since then I ran a few half marathons, 3 marathons, last one more or less a month ago. Behind me you can see a picture where I'm on the finish line of my second and best marathon to this date, which happened here in Warsaw 4 years ago. It was Warsaw Marathon, and I ended up with a time of 3 hours, 13 minutes and 50-ish seconds. I don't even remember exactly, but that was a really cool marathon. I have great memories from it, so yeah. My best race ever? I'm pretty sure that was a 15k race in Strzelce Opolskie. I have no idea how it happened, and to this day I can't understand how I managed to get the time that I've got, and it was 55 minutes 56 seconds, and that's a great time for an amateur. I was like 25th or something, but there was a lot of great runners up there, and I was just shocked at the shape that I was at, because that was just after like 2 months of running after an injury. And here there is a very important topic and a word that describes my past 4 years of running, and it is injury, or I should say injuries. So, since I started running let's say I started being regular about running in 2013, maybe 2013, I did a pretty significant progress every few months, and I could feel tired, sometimes something was just I felt some pains in my legs, but nothing serious. So I just got used to it. And then in 2016 I got my first injury. That was a calf injury that made me stop running for like 2 months because it was just super annoying. Technically I could force myself to run, but it just wasn't pleasurable, and if it's not, then it doesn't make sense. So there was that. I recovered from that injury, and after like a month or something I've got another injury, which was a hip injury, and that was terrible. I barely could move. During one of my runs, and it was during winter, I was running in the forest. It was very slippery. I had very bad shoes for that weather, and I just my leg slipped. I felt a crack. I managed to run back to my apartment, but when I was getting shower, I just couldn't lift my leg. I had to lift my legs actually with my hands. I barely could feel it, and that sucked really hard. It took me like 4 months to get back to running, and then after some time it was a vicious cycle of me recovering from an injury, getting back in shape, actually seeing some potential and planning out next season races and getting excited for that, and getting injured again. And it was like this until 2020, because I was just on and off, either injured or recovering from an injury. Sometimes I had more time, and actually I've got in shape a few times, but I didn't have like a single solid season of running. And if there is one good thing about 2020 is that I finally managed to stop getting injuries. And there are different factors how I came to that place. I think I'll just talk about them in a different video. But yeah, here I am, and I finally want to get in shape that I believe I can be in. And that means I want to run a marathon under 3 hours. And to do it, for the next 8 weeks, I'm going to do workouts that are actually prescribed to me because I'm part of a study that is being performed by Whoop, Tracksmith, and Outside magazine. I'm a part of their control group, and I'm just going to do workouts that they prescribe me, and the goal of this whole program is to improve your time for 5K. Actually, that's something that I wanted to do anyway, and at this time of preparations, I really wanted to focus on improving my speed and speed endurance. So that's just a perfect match, and I'm going to focus on speed training for next 8 weeks, and I'm really excited for that. I really want to see how much speed I can develop, and I'm really excited for the 5K time trial at the end of the workout plan. So definitely I'm going to film it in one way or another, or at least I'll make a video about it, and more or less that's it. From here I'll just keep talking about either some specific stories that I've got from running, or some specific topics. I would love to hear from you if you have any particular topics that you would like to hear about. So if you have, please leave a comment or hit me up in any way that you feel is suitable. And well, see you next week.